partnership and a gift we welcome from the Rehmann Foundation, Michelle Fowler, and from MyPlace Jackson, founder and chair of the board, Amber McKee. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bart.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Yeah, great to have you here. We were talking before the show, and Michelle, I did not realize that Rehmann has a foundation. It's fairly new, is it?
It is. So we actually formed the foundation in 2021, and we have been making grants to nonprofit organizations starting in 2022. So this is our 4th year for a grant cycle.
Congratulations.
Yes,
and
thank
congratulations to MyPlace Jackson, recipient of this year's grant.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
You're not very old either.
No, I think maybe around 4.5 years since we opened the Young Women's Home, and then we just opened our Young Men's Home this April. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, yesterday it was the presentation of the grant, the gift, and it was the giant check.
Oh,
Yes.
Wonderful. Yes.
Awesome.
We love a big check.
We do. So can I describe who's there in the picture along with me? Okay, so I guess what I'm looking at, facing at, to my left is Lisa Freund. She is our office manager in Jackson at Rehmann.
And Lisa, she schedules all the guests for Rehmann here.
She does. She does a great job. And Lisa was the Rehmann associate who recommended that MyPlace put in an application to receive a grant from the foundation. And so that's why you see Lisa here in the picture. And then when I'm looking, I'm facing to my right, that's Tammy Dindoffer. Did I say that correctly?
Absolutely.
And she is the executive director at MyPlace. And then next to her is Dave Page. I know Dave's been on here before, and he's the office managing principal for Rehmann here in Jackson.
Awesome. Well, that's an awesome gift. Amber, what kinds of things are you going to be able to do with the gift?
Yeah. So at MyPlace, we provide stable housing for youth 16 to 21, and we wrap them in support services. And so we help them with education, with mental health support, employment. And so this gift will help with all those operational needs. That could be from paying rent for the house, gas for our vehicle, anything that the youth need to provide these safe, stable homes and the staff to support and love on them.
Yes.
You have a very narrow focus, but it's a pretty large population.
Yes.
Teenagers, older teenagers, right?
Yeah, so they can be, again, it's 16 to 21, so they could be youth that are still in the care of the state. But the state doesn't have a foster placement for them, and so rather than sending them out of our community to another community, they're able to stay in our community. Also, it could be youth aging out of foster care that need a place, or youth in our own community that are just couch surfing or for some other reason don't have a stable home.
Michelle, how does what MyPlace Jackson does fit in with the pillars of the Rehmann Foundation?
Well, you know, it's interesting that you asked that, Bart, because this is a perfect example of a organization. It goes across all 3 pillars that we have at Rehmann Foundation. So we have education, community well-being, and economic development. And just for that purpose and mission of MyPlace, because what it is doing is that it's, you know, providing those opportunities to have that stability for that at-risk youth. And they are able, just as Amber had indicated, have that housing, have food, have those resources available to them so that they can go and get an education, they can get a job. And so it crosses all 3 pillars. That's why I was so excited to come and, you know, talk about this grant here in the Jackson community, because it is going to make such a powerful impact.
And the timing's great because it's been a year of growth for MyPlace Jackson.
Oh, absolutely, yes. When we opened the Young Men's Home in April, right next to the Young Women's Home.
Saw that,
And we took on 4 more youth at that time, young men. And that's been a learning experience for us, but we grew the staff, added a second home, and almost doubled our budgetary needs as well. And so, yeah, we increased our operational expenses when we added a second home.
Is this the men's
That's
home?
the Young Men's Home, yes.
Yes, right next to it.
Yeah.
And it's right next door.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It looks like you all have done a lot of work. I remember when you first started, you
Yes.
had, I think, students from Spring Arbor that were
Absolutely.
scraping wallpaper off. It was
For sure.
unbelievable.
Yes, the first home needed quite a bit of work, but we were very relieved the second home didn't need quite as
Yeah.
much work. But it did, both homes, the renovations gave people in the community an opportunity to come in and literally get hands-on in the houses and really make a significant impact. We want the houses to be delightful for the youth, right? We don't want them to just be a minimal living experience.
Yeah.
Right? We want
Boarding
them to
house.
be
They're not just-
warm and,
Yeah.
and inviting in a place you want to live.
Yes, and Tammy actually gave us a partial tour of the facility or the home for the younger ladies, and it really was a very nice, comforting environment.
Yeah.
We were talking about
Yeah.
Kinder's Cookies a while ago, but we've had the ladies at MyPlace start a bakery,
Yes.
and many people have had an opportunity to taste
Yes.
their great cookies and other baked goods.
Yeah.
And that's one of the ways they help fund
We
themselves.
did. We ran the bakery for about 2 years, but we did put it on pause. It didn't quite meet. It met all the goals we had for it, for what we wanted the young women to get from the bakery. But the financial goals, we didn't quite meet them. And so we have it on pause right now. We wanted to get the Young Men's Home opened, but we have everything we need to restart the bakery when we're ready, Bart.
He looks excited about that.
Yeah, I know.
Well, now you'll have more, I guess, labor.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Michelle, this was one of many grants you awarded this past year or this cycle. How much and where does where did the other grants go?
So this is actually, we're doing a sneak peek here, as far as announcing the $10,000 that was awarded to MyPlace. We will be announcing the rest of the grant recipients the first week of December. And so we awarded in 2025 $105,000.
Wow.
And that
Great.
goes across 4 organizations in the communities where Rehmann has our offices and where our associates live. So that would be in Michigan, Ohio, and Florida.
Awesome.
Yes.
I remember when you started MyPlace, and Amber, we've had the conversation also with Tammy early on, that there are young women, girls in this community who are coming out of being victims of human trafficking for rehabilitation and really getting a new start in life. Now that you've been at it for 3 or 4 years,
Yes.
what kind of success, what are the results that you have?
Yeah, so I think sometimes we measure in small steps at our house. So things like getting driver's licenses are big victories, right? Because it gives independence. Getting our GED or finishing in our high school diploma, going off to college. So we have 2 young people that are still living with us today, but are attending JC. So they're going to college, but they're staying with us. And so we've had a lot of those small successes where we've had folks just finish those key milestones they've wanted to finish so they can go off and be independent and have kind of all those building blocks you need to have in place to be able to go live independently.
So victims of human trafficking, people aging out of foster care. What about in the men's side? Is it the same type of?
So when we started, what we really wanted to do was reduce youth's vulnerability to be trafficked, right? So those things that make them vulnerable, like not having a home, not having an education, not having a support system. And by adding those things, then we reduce their vulnerability. So young men are vulnerable to being trafficked as well. And we had one of our residents was trans and had been trafficked in her past. And so all different people are vulnerable to trafficking. We really went in to be a preventative service, but we found that some of the youth that came to live with us had already been trafficked by the time they got to us. So both preventative, but also restorative in some cases as well.
Well, I know this is going to be very much appreciated and put to good use.
Absolutely.
If people want to support and help MyPlace Jackson, what other things can you use?
I would always suggest that folks check out our webpage, myplacejackson.org, and there's a page, Get Involved. And there are a number of ways folks can get involved there. So there's always the opportunity to donate. There's an Amazon wish list, which I think for people that want to give a tangible gift, they can go to the Amazon wish list and see the things that we actually need in the home and purchase them from there. Folks can volunteer. And there's even a way to sign up for our newsletter so you can get updates on what's going on, any events we're having, and you can get that slipped right into your email. So all of that you can do on that Get Involved page at our website.
Great. Well, I'll check that out. That's a great idea. And since you're so new, I am really glad you've been able to get the word out. I think so many people in the community know about MyPlace, and you obviously you were able to discover, and I think through Lisa's help. Congratulations on the gift, and thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
Yes,
thanks
thank you
for
very
helping to
much.
get the word out. Thank you.
Nice to see you both. From the Rehmann Foundation, Michelle Fowler, and from MyPlace Jackson, Amber McKee.